That sucks, bro.
Hollow points.
God damn it, Val Kilmer with I got 2 guns.
So let me put it to you this way. I don't think I could molest a kid I didn't like.
Tell us a little more about that.
So let's just put it on the carpet and see if your cat licks it up.
What are you talking about?
We'll flash forward a little bit. I get a chance to work with you a while, and I still think you're a fuck up.
I love men.
Hollow points. Welcome to Hollow Points, featuring Billy and Adam. I'm Billy.
I am Adam.
And with us is our producer, Tony, whose idea this was for us to start a podcast.
Does he go by Tony or Anthony?
Don't go down that road, Adam. It's ridiculous.
It would waste 30
No,
minutes.
just listen, there's a backstory to that. Basically, his entire family called him Tony. I was the only person in the world who called him Anthony, if I remember this correctly. But because I just kept calling him that, other people started calling him that too. Now there is a firm division. It's half and half, seriously. Half of his family. His wife calls him Tony, his mother calls him Anthony. It's fucking sad. But
So, the family calls him Tony, and friends call him Anthony.
no, it's
What should
literally
I
half
call
of his
him?
friends and family call him Anthony, half of his friends and family call him Tony. That's where we're at. So you make your choice. Sometimes they
Okay.
call him Tony. He also goes
So-
by T-Bar.
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 Oh, and our producer, T-Bar,
T-Bar.
is here as well.
So before we go on, maybe I can explain the name a little bit. So
The name came from Billy, because I have no creative
input or
input,
control
period.
over this.
They just bring me into a room and say, start talking.
We write down what you say. You can't read it. We have someone read
I
it
can't
to
read
you.
that poster board right now.
Okay, so the name, the Hollow Points. Why the Hollow Points? Well, it serves a double meaning. Number one, a hollow point bullet is notoriously the bullet that can pierce a bulletproof vest, right? Also,
Yes.
so meaning number two, I said it was a double meaning. Meaning number two, it's a point, as in a bullet point, as in a point I want to make in a conversation, but it's hollow. There's no substance to it. Huh? Huh?
Yeah,
so,
I got it.
So,
I got it.
so it's a point,
I
right,
like
with
it.
no substance. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Yes.
Yet it can pierce the cynical armor of society and get right to the heart. Okay? Get right to the heart.
That's
Because
way
that's
too-
what this is about.
That's way too deep.
It's about
that
getting
is
to the
way
heart.
too deep.
Getting to the heart.
By the way,
thing.
we're
by the way-
reporting from Baghdad right now.
So by the way,
In all honesty, we're reporting from his grandpa's garage, but
the reason why we've been relegated to the garage is because my grandfather is on oxygen and his machine is just ungodly with its noise.
hilarious, I know, but true, it is. It is. It is very
You
true.
just hear it throughout the whole
Yeah.
house. We can't make a decent podcast.
And we're trying to think of lies that we could tell everybody.
We're in Libya.
Yeah,
Tripoli.
We have a compressor for our air gun because we do a lot of graffiti, contracted graffiti all over the place. But yeah,
It's more about the oxygen.
yeah,
than
it's
the
his
explosions.
grandpa's oxygen and
His
the-
oxygen tank doesn't make explosion noises.
And honestly,
it's
the
not supposed to
Mexican-
do that.
The Mexican kids with the fireworks, they were just the less of two evils. Go ahead.
The oxygen tank I turn off during the hours that I am sleeping.
And his grandpa wakes up very grumpy because he.
Not grumpy so much as gasping for air in the hopes that someone will save him in the middle of the night. But he always goes back to sleep and somehow wakes up again without any help.
Unfortunately.
Because here's the thing, I live in the basement. I can't hear gasps. Can't hear them. You know? I was
Muffled
born
by-
without the ability to hear gasps.
It is
Can you believe that?
by 2x4s in fucking drywall. But anyways.
So, Adam, tell us a little bit about your week. Anything going on, work-wise, movie-wise? What have you been entertaining yourself with?
I had a night where it was me. I have a little brother that's 9 years old, and my mom. We went out to dinner and everything, and it was just one of those cute little nights, I suppose. And then we came back and we're like, yeah, let's watch a movie. What do we have? And you know, I had to pull out Tombstone. Had to. Yes.
Wasn't an option.
Because I am
There
surprised
were options.
but I had to. Yes.
All right.
Because Schindler's List, no. Like all those, the pianist, no. Tombstone,
That's
yes.
something you watch with friends.
Yes. That
Yes.
is just, I don't know one person that's walked away from the movie Tombstone and not enjoyed, the, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
No, seriously, no. I mean, don't try to set me up. I know what you're doing. You're trying to set me up because you know how I feel about Tombstone. But please, before I offer my opinion, why don't you just tell me why you enjoy it so much? Just a second.
Before we start this, I'm gonna go ahead and ask our producer, Tony, what he thinks of the movie Tombstone.
Well, to be honest, I don't remember much of it. I remember Billy and I
Now
watched
we are
it.
going to stop.
That's all right.
Go ahead. Let him
He remembers my opinion. Isn't that interesting?
no.
He remembers my opinion more than he remembers the movie.
I remember key points. I remember that Val Kilmer line. When
I'll be
he's-
your Huckleberry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember
Which
that.
is the best line of the movie, by the way.
And
Agreed.
I remember,
I'll give you that.
I remember just how melodramatic it was. How just over the top. It was just like
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. And
the red scarf.
Yeah. The
Okay.
red sash game. I mean,
Yeah.
which that.
Before we go on, out of every other westerns, what has that appeal to the younger generations than Tombstone?
What the fuck do you mean the younger generation? What do you mean?
Do I sit at home watching?
We're the same generation.
You
We're just a
are
few years apart.
Yeah, well,
No, but
I
listen.
have you seen a?
No.
Okay,
No,
go ahead.
please. Let me ask you. What specifically about that film appeals to the younger generation? What is it about that film?
Kurt Russell,
No.
Val Kilmer. Well,
Val Kilmer is timeless.
Bill
I'm never going to
Paxton.
argue against it. But no, seriously. No, you said the younger generation. Now, I remember a lot of movies like First Night, for example, was a movie that took an old concept but used a lot of modern music in order to appeal to a youthful generation.
You mean A Knight's Tale?
A Knight's Tale, sorry, yeah. First Night was with Richard Gere and Sean Connery, I think, yes. But yeah, Knight's Tale, sorry, thank you, with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
So, so what about Tombstone, though, appealed to the younger generation?
Well, wasn't it made by Disney at a point?
Who knows?
I think it was.
But it
Jerry,
could have been.
I don't
Jerry
know.
Bruckheimer, maybe.
Whatever,
that explains
But
a lot.
no, I mean, watch that movie, and then
You're
watch
digging
some
your own grave here,
No,
Chambliss.
just sec. You just said my last name on. But anyways,
They're gonna know because
yeah,
we're gonna
right.
promote this using names,
My
even in
last
our last ones.
Damn
You
it.
want another one?
Damn it! Should have called
sorry,
me something
just
cool.
continue.
So, anyways, watch some John Wayne movies. True
Okay.
Grit.
True
the
Grit.
not the new fucking Jeff Bridges one, like the old one,
Right.
and so on and so forth. And then watch Tombstone. That was that had, I don't want to say a cult following compared to a lot of the other older movies.
I mean, I don't think you should because I don't
Well,
think it had a
I
cult
just-
following. It had a mainstream
I
following.
follow
It had
it,
a mainstream
But
following.
yeah,
You're
no,
not. Are you
right.
in a cult?
You're not. I want to be in a cult.
Okay.
Anybody listening to this that has a cult, I'm sure we'll have an email address up, and I'm very interested.
All right, okay, but no,
anyway.
seriously, it was a mainstream film, and I gotta be honest with you. Let me just dive into what I think about it. Now, I was a kid when that movie came out, and I love that movie. It was so cool. It was just such a cool
Okay,
movie.
he said he loved it. Let's move on.
Listen. But then what you got, right? As I get older, I watched the film again and again. I started realizing there's something that really bugs me about this movie. And then it just hit me. What bugs me is, again, as Anthony pointed out, it's the melodrama. It's so thick, you could literally cut it with a butter knife. It's so just palpable and in your face. And I'll give you a few examples now. Now here's the thing,
Okay.
no, listen. I love to suspend disbelief. I love to do that. I love fantasy films. I mean, I love movies where they make you imagine even things that are supposed to be based on history. I love movies that can kind of twist it a little bit
Like
for the sake of telling a good story. Forget that. That's another topic.
We
on
don't want
day.
to talk about that.
Okay, Tombstone took some liberties. That part is fine. I get that. You take liberties, you got to hurry the story along. But it made things so ridiculously over the top that it was so hard to watch. The example I love to bring up is the scene where the guy is in the barber shop and he's getting a shave, right? And I can't remember which one of the whether or not it was Wyatt Earp or Val Kilmer, one of the deputies, riding a horse, galloping over. The guy is just getting a shave, completely silent, getting a shave. Everything is peaceful. It's like a peaceful Sunday. Guy's getting a shave. So
I need a shave today.
got any livestock that's sick? Nope, all healthy. Sounds mighty fine to me. And all of a sudden, burst of energy, right? The window just shatters. Glass flies everywhere. The guy's getting shit. What is all this? The horse just comes into the barber shop with the deputy riding atop, yelling, shoots the guy in the barber chair, and then gallops away, right? Right? Why?
But you love
Why?
that. You love that
No,
for the same reason.
No, listen, because, the movie was very gritty. Michael Biehn, Powers Booth, gritty performances. Even Kurt Russell at the beginning. I mean, badass characters doing badass things, right?
Slapping Billy Bob Thornton in the face.
Seriously, no. Thank you for
Seriously,
bringing it up.
he is
Thank
in
you
that
for bringing
movie.
it up. It was raw, it was gritty, it had moments. But then you get to this point, about halfway through the film, where it's just over the top with this ridiculousness. I mean, why, and taking into account what really happened back in the Old West, regardless of whether or not it really happened in this situation, wouldn't it be much more likely that a guy would just walk into the barber shop and shoot a guy in the chest while he's getting a shave, prone, vulnerable, not able to reach for his own guns? Doesn't that make more sense? Just BAM! Heart explodes. Tip your hat to the barber. Walk out the door.
I don't know.
I mean, that would have been so fucking cool. But riding a horse, because here's the thing. You imagine this situation, right? Guy's getting a shave. You want to kill this guy. You are across the street on top of your horse, watching this guy get a shave, knowing this is the time. This is my moment.
I'm going to bust through a pane glass window right now.
It's not just that, but it's just, you're just sitting there on your horse like, this is my moment. The guy's in the barbershop chair getting a shave, perfectly vulnerable, can't reach his guns. This is the time. I'm going to kill him. Now I can walk in there, shoot him in the chest. Easy. Easy as pie. Or, since I'm already astride this mighty steed, I could crash right into the window, make a grand old entrance, then blow the guy away. That is, if the steed is willing. Now, I don't know a lot about horses, but can you convince a horse to jump through a plate glass window? Maybe they don't know any better. Maybe they are that stupid. But I thought, this is just, like, come on. What do you think, boy? You got it in you? You got one more glass window in you? Huh? I know this is what we do, and I promise no more, but this is just too good to pass up. Let's just gallop right on into that window. What do you say? For old time's sake, partner. For old time's sake. All right? You with me? All right. We're doing it. Hold on. Forgot to draw my gun. Let's back up a bit. Thank you. Okay. Let's go. And then right into the window. Whoa.
Oh shit.
Well, all right. We should go right back out the window. No, boy. No, we go out the no. Horse just takes a big dump in the middle of the barbershop.
As Wyatt Earp is sitting there all
Let's
embarrassed.
just take a second.
I'll clean it up. I swear to God.
Empties his gun. Reloads on top of the horse. Waits for the the next opportunity to use his gun. Hope no one. Just all right, okay. Out the window we go. Hey, so long, suckers. This has been your shit. Wait, where's my badge?
God damn,
where
I dropped that back there. Fuck, I'll buy a new one.
You know who I am. You know who I am. All right. Point number 1.
Okay. All I have to say is, honestly, people love that. Period.
Okay.
That's why they still watch professional wrestling. That is why.
Let's not go there yet. Let's stick on the
We've
topic
never
just for a
gone
moment.
there. This is the first one.
But let's just stick on this topic for a moment because I want to talk about
No, you just
the
want
montage.
to be right.
The montage. Can we go to the
Okay,
montage?
montage.
Do you remember the montage? Towards the end of the movie, you've got the Cowboys, right? Is that what they were called? The Red Sash Gang? The
Yeah.
Cowboys, I
Yeah,
think they
the
called
Cowboys.
themselves. Right. So you got those guys. And you've got this...
My question is, why? That's like
And
telling
the
me that
barbershop-
Santa doesn't exist. Why are you doing this to me?
The barbershop
I thought I
killing-
was your friend.
The barbershop killing was part of this montage, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I just remember, like, how this montages you have Wyatt Earp and his boys just getting the jump on all these rascals, on all these bad guys, finally just killing them, giving them their comeuppance. And at the end of which, they chase one of the cowboys. They're riding through the prairie. You've got the cowboy in the lead. It's just complete desolation all around him. Just this open prairie, the sun baking down on everyone, just beating down on these guys. And the cowboy just undoes his sash and throws it away because if you recall...
He is a coward.
Because if you... Yes, he's
Yes.
a coward, but if you recall...
And
the
he is the
threat
guy
was,
from Avatar, believe it or not.
the threat
Sorry.
was that they were going to kill anyone wearing the red sash. So that's why he takes off the sash and throws it, so he knows he won't get killed. And sure enough, he doesn't get killed. They back off. Okay, the whole posse just backs off this guy. All right, he's just a civilian now. He did the right thing by taking that red piece of cloth off around his middle.
Don't do drugs.
Sure, he killed innocent people, and we're the law, and we're sworn to take people like that in. We should arrest him for the crimes we know he committed. We have witnesses, we have evidence, but the cloth is gone. Shake on it, and Wyatt Earp turns to Doc Holliday, and they shake hands on their trusty steed.
Okay, that is the best part of the movie.
Tell
and,
me why,
You,
please.
I don't want to.
It was a bad idea. Just admit
But
it.
just for the record, every movie has that little scene in it where you're like, oh, I don't agree with it.
Yeah, no, and I
yeah.
don't agree with what you just said. Not
Without-
every movie has that.
Well,
Not
without-
every movie has that. Cop and a Half with Burt Reynolds. Never had that. Never had that.
Do you use that as a reference?
Yeah, perfect film.
I haven't even
From
seen
beginning
that
to
movie.
Yeah, it's about a little
Believe it or
8-year-old
not.
black kid, right, who wants to be a policeman and becomes one because he blackmails Burt Reynolds, who's a real policeman, into letting him
Okay,
be a
for
cop.
the record,
And
Forrest Gump has the scene at the end where Forrest Gump actually marries Jenny. That was that part of Tombstone.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it
No,
was.
it wasn't.
Where it's like, we've been waiting to see
No,
him shake
no, no,
hands
no.
on horses all throughout the entire movie.
All right.
It's like,
okay.
we've been waiting for Forrest Gump and Jenny to actually tie the knot the entire movie, and it happens at the end of the movie. That was the pivotal point of the movie. Like, yes, they're going to be together forever. And
So
Doc
we're
Holliday
Doc Holliday
and Jenny both die, and it makes it a sad movie. But that's all I have. But it was actually a good reference, right? A little bit, just a little bit.
Oh, come on, though. Like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
You can't draw parallels because I think.
No, you say that now. You say
Okay,
that now.
no, listen.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. You're right to a certain extent, but to me, Forrest Gump was much more of a
Slapstick kind of. Sure,
It was a conventional
what was it?
storyline. It built a very logical conclusion.
He invested his money in a fruit company, and it said that we don't have to worry about money anymore. And it was the Apple logo.
It was a movie that built to very logical conclusions. It was very predictable. Tombstone was supposed to be...
I did not predict all the stuff that was going on in Forrest Gump.
You predicted
that was the most random, like, what? He was the one that found found out about Watergate, like.
But he is the guy that you know is going to be happy at the end of the film, right?
And so is Wyatt Earp.
Because they're not...
Because the Cowboys are dead.
Except for the one that took off his sash.
But the funny part is at the end of the movie, it says that Ike died in a gunfight over a bank robbery at the end of the movie.
Was Ike the guy that took off his sash?
Yes, it's the guy that took off the sash.
So he got what he deserved.
Yes, it comes to a close.
Okay, then I ask you. If you're going to make up all this crazy shit...
I'm not making shit up.
Alright, I'm not talking about you.
I'm just saying that it's
I'm talking about the movie.
The best movie ever.
No, listen. If you're going to make up all the crazy shit that movie made up, right? You can alter history for the sake of telling an interesting story. Why didn't they let Val Kilmer live?
Because it wouldn't have been a movie if he lived.
Well, what the fuck
He
does
had
that mean?
to die. He had to die.
Why?
Because it was just too cold to live. At that point, Wyatt Earp was going to go marry his hooker,
Why couldn't Doc Holliday do the same? He had a hooker or whatever, too.
Yeah, but he ditched her. He didn't see that
because
part,
he was dying.
He got up and went to the bathroom at that. When he's like...
I gotta go take a leak, baby. And he never went back.
When she comes up to him and says, "Oh, Doc, what am I going to do without you?" And then he looks at her and says, "I don't know how you're going to afford that meal ticket," and rides off into the sunset. That was that moment where he's like, "Fuck it. I'm willing to die. I don't even care." That's why he had to die. He had no reason to live afterwards, and he was too cool to live afterwards. It's kind of a James Dean mentality.
Wasn't Jason Priestley in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
But the funny part is he was the nerdy guy in the movie.
And gay. Wasn't he gay?
Everybody made fun of him.
No, seriously, wasn't he gay? Wasn't there like some kind of...
I don't know. Like,
wasn't there some kind of suggestion?
With Billy Zane? Wasn't Billy
I
Zane
don't
in that
know.
movie?
Billy
Zane was the actor in that movie that got shot.
Where?
But
when?
Like Jamie Priestley was like clapping
Jason
to
Priestley.
or whatever was clapping to him when they're like he was saying Hamlet and whatever at the
Again,
theater.
those were the suggestions, and I thought.
Well, yes,
like,
but
he
it
was
doesn't
gay.
mean you have to be gay to be a thespian.
Yes, actually,
Well,
I think it does. Or to be a thespian, you have to be
enjoy
gay.
it, you can enjoy Hamlet and be straight. Look at Frasier. Well, I guess Frasier's brother is gay.
A little gay. Yeah.
But yeah, no. You could be cultured. He was cultured. We're gonna say he's cultured.
No. There's more than that. What? Tell me
Okay.
that wasn't more. Because didn't he say something about? I don't know.
I love men.
Something like that.
don't
they
remember
shot
that.
that beautiful boy. Something to that effect.
Is that?
I don't know why.
Is
I
that
haven't
gay
seen the
to
movie.
say something like that?
I haven't seen the movie in a long time. I can't remember if it
But
was.
yeah, it was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, long and the short of it is it was the best movie ever, and I'm surprised that it hasn't won all the Academy Awards. Period.
All the Academy Awards.
All of them.
Period.
Every single one, even up to today. Like,
From the time it was made up till today.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just best actor. Kurt Russell, best actor last year. Val Kilmer,
Best supporting actor.
Bill Paxton. Goes on and on.
Yeah.
Best screenplays, best everything.
Yeah, best.
Everything, and everything. Sorry, we're gonna give the next 10 years to Tombstone because let's face it.
God, I mean, I will agree
Okay,
to
just
this.
for the
No,
record,
listen. I will agree to this. It would be incredible to see Shirley MacLaine come out on stage, Oscar night, open an envelope, and say, "I'm sorry, Avatar. It's still Tombstone."
See,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
That's all.
James
I'm gonna
Cameron
try. He's just crying.
doubled over,
God
sobbing.
damn it! God damn it, Val Kilmer with I got 2 guns, one for the each of you.
Twirling a teacup.
Yes. Best movie ever. All I really want out of this podcast is them to send me a shitload of Tombstone DVDs.
Why
Possibly,
more than one?
Well, because I wear out DVDs. Send me a shitload of Tombstone DVDs and an autographed Bill Paxton poster. That's all I want out of this.
Little do
Wouldn't it be crazy if that actually happened?
Little do you know, Adam, but I happen to be a subscriber to Wired magazine.
Yeah.
And
does it send out?
listen, not too long ago they did a special on DVDs, whether or not they'll be a part of our future. The answer, of course, is no. Part of the reason is because after about 1,000 viewings, they wear out. So needing a shit ton of Tombstone DVDs because you wear them out, I think is a testament to how pathetic you are.
Pathetic? No.
Yeah, pathetic is the word I would use.
A super fan? Maybe.
We can move off of Tombstone if you'd like.
Sure. Okay. What have you watched in the past? What have you listened to? What has caught Billy Shear's interest as of these
just lately?
Yeah.
Well,
just for the record, the fact that we're very close friends, but he doesn't tell me he has pink eye.
Here's the thing. You knew I was sick. You never even asked how I'm feeling.
I did.
You don't ask.
Did. Fuck you, I did.
You didn't ask, how are you feeling? You said, Billy, what's going on?
You're supposed
after 2
to
days.
say, I am sick. And I said, oh,
no, but
shit,
you knew
man,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
sick. You knew I was
sorry.
sick.
Dude, I get sick and then I'm fine.
Well, I wasn't this time. And that's why you should have asked.
Well, if you're in the hospital, I would have. But, if you call me saying my grandpa's sick, holy shit, is he alright? If you call me saying I am sick, I go, that sucks, bro.
Dude, my grandpa's sick. No more blueberries and cantaloupe for you, dude.
I would be worried. Because little do you know, everybody that comes to Billy's grandpa's house gets a fistful of blueberries or cantaloupe.
Or other fruit, whatever's in season.
Yeah, whatever he can't eat because he's old.
Whatever's in season. I mean, whatever,
Yeah,
that's not the point. The point is
anyways.
conjunctivitis, is what you brought up. There's 2 ways.
So Billy was very sick and he had pink eye. Conjunctivitis.
Okay, all right, let's clarify. I wasn't very sick with pink eye. I wasn't in a bed in my pajamas for 4 days moaning, I've got a touch of the pink eye.
He was this kind of sick.
Yeah.
Oh, my eyes hurt. They itch.
Just yellow pus just flowing from my tear ducts. There's no water anymore. It's just gunk. And I'm saying, just leave me be.
Bees are landing on it, and it's making you irritated. But anyways.
What was your question?
Yeah, so Billy was sick this past week. Tell us a little more about that.
I was sick the last few days. I had an infection, a legitimate sinus infection that you seem to want to blow up into some absurd topical story.
What else have you been doing then?
That's all I've been doing. I've been sick. When you're sick, you don't want to do anything. I don't know about you. I hate being sick. I'm sick maybe once a year, if that. And when I'm sick, sometimes I get really sick. But it's the one time a year. So I put it on the calendar, and I save up all of the movies I've been wanting to watch. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been watching Married with Children, nonstop.
When haven't you been watching Married with Children?
I took a break for about 10 years.
Oh, really?
Some of my fondest memories as a child were reenacting episodes of Married with Children for kids on the playground.
Yeah, some people play on the playground. Just some kids play on the playground pretending they're Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp galloping along the field shooting cowboys, and some people pretend like they are,
Al Bundy. Women's
selling
shoe sales.
Exactly.
Okay, but it's funny as hell. You got to admit.
These don't fit. You're too fat.
No. There's more to it than just making fun of fat people. There's a whole family dynamic there. There's a wife whose sex drive is far more advanced than your own. There's kids who are so ungrateful. You're the provider. You give them food and
that
clothes.
That just brings me to another conclusion. Set your goals low when you're a little kid, because you won't be disappointed when you can't grow up to be Doc Holliday. But if you're a fucking guy at Comcast taking phone calls, at least I'm not a shoe salesman at the mall.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There really isn't.
There's a lot of money to be made in women's shoes and accessories. Okay, Adam, I'm not going to agree with you on this. I'm not just going to go right along with you. There's a lot of money in that. Okay,
no,
so let's just nip that in the bud. Let's just nip that in the bud right now.
I bet you wish you could be a cowboy right now.
Between the two, if I had to choose, yeah, I'd rather be a cowboy, of course. But realistically, selling women's shoes is better than being a librarian. And that's boring.
But anyways, so go on.
So that's what I've been doing while I was sick. Watching Married with Children, watching baseball, reading a lot, and I read some other things too. I read a book that Stephen King wrote about writing. I mean, that's pretty cool.
What, the Secret Window?
No. He wrote a book, Stephen King, on writing.
Writing?
My thoughts.
Really?
How to write. And it's great. It's great.
Listen.
Well,
he knows how
it's
to
great
do it, I suppose.
because it walks you step by step. First, you got to sit down, because people who stand up and write tend, statistically speaking, do a lot worse than those who sit down while they write.
Okay.
I never knew that. He also suggests you use some kind of paper. Okay?
So he's written it on...
Don't write with your mind, he says. He says this. First chapter, he says, people can't read your mind. They read things on paper. Silly.
That was the first problem I've had, because I was like, Billy, read me.
No. So what he did?
I
no,
give
interesting
a
fact.
blank
Interesting
stare
fact.
to him.
Interesting fact. Stephen King's first book, Carrie, right? Goes into the publisher, sits in a chair, stares at his publisher.
And nothing. But then he went and
he explains, it's about a girl. She has telekinetic powers.
She gets blood pouring on her at prom?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You know what I'm thinking, right? You know where this is going? You know where
I
this
do.
is going? And the
Yes, I
publisher
do.
said, no, silly amateur. You gotta put it on paper. Stephen King said, okay, I got the story in my mind.
And bam, John Travolta's in it.
I'll put it on the paper. Publisher said, there you go. Now you're thinking. Stephen King went home, put his mind on paper.
3 days.
Yeah.
It took him 3 days to write.
And also, this took 3 chapters of his book on writing. How to put this in your mind on paper. First, you have to use words. Second, you have to know how to spell them.
Damn it.
Third,
God damn it.
construct them into sentences. Fourth, construct those sentences into paragraphs. Fifth, tell a coherent story from beginning to end. I'm halfway through Stephen King's book. I'm hooked. This is great because no one put it to me quite so simply before. No one did that.
No.
Until now. All right, the best part about this book, or let me tell you, is the fact that, it's not a textbook, okay? It's written by a guy who's actually been there. And he tells you, how much should you write every day? I don't know. I'm not your boss. You gotta write what you want to write, he says. He says, you want to write 400 words? Write 400 words. You can do it. There are more than 400 words in the English language. You won't run out.
And you can sometimes use them twice. That's all I have to say.
So he gives you the courage to start on your own. That's what Stephen King does. No one does that, right? You took English comp classes in high school. No one gives you that courage the way Stephen King does. He said, this is what he said. He said, I wrote it about the killer clown. Remember that? I used literally hundreds of words. Some of them people knew and were familiar with. Some of them I made up. The choice is yours. Just use sentences and paragraphs. Use what you know. He says, use what you know.
You can make your own.
And if you don't know it, use it anyway, he says.
That's why he doesn't teach a college course.
Yeah.
Because he's a terrible teacher.
He's a terrible teacher.
He does that because he makes money by the shit
But here's the thing, though.
know.
Here's the thing. Within his book on writing, he guarantees if you follow his advice, you too will make money. Now, here's the thing. Now, he's like everyone else. He's conscious about frivolous lawsuits. He doesn't say how much money you will make. He says, you'll make some money. Follow my advice. You'll make some money.
Well,
yeah,
the
Bible makes the same comparison.
If you really believe in God, you can beat Jesus. That's all I have to say. So, music. Lady Gaga. Honestly,
here's the thing. Here's the thing about Lady Gaga. Honestly,
music.
I don't think it's any different than Madonna. It's no different. It's reinventing the wheel.
She could play the piano. She could sing amazingly.
She has an ability.
Period.
Yeah.
But
she's not an amazing singer.
Well, no, she is an amazing singer.
Not from what I've seen. Not from her albums. What are you talking about?
I don't know, Billy. What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say that, honestly, I like Madonna. I like Lady Gaga. That's it. I like them. I'm going to put it on record. I like them both. But neither one of them are all that different than the other. Only one of them happened to come first.
When Madonna goes and rapes a bunch of children in Africa, you can remember Billy's putting it on record, everybody, that he liked her.
There are lots of rapists who have championed their rights over the years. You know that.
Okay.
Lots of rapists
that.
Whose causes I relate to.
Ted Bundy.
John Wayne Gacy.
Whatever. It's cool. They were men with me.
Okay, listen.
Drugged
little boys and drugged grown women. There's little difference. Difference.
Why? She's no.
The point is it's just a human body sleeping, whom you can kind of.
Are you really
love
going there
physically? That's the point. It doesn't matter. Little boy, grown woman is the same when they are passed out. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh my God!
And what you do afterwards is between you and your God. I mean, that's obvious.
Well,
all right.
I am somewhat worried at this point.
We've been abandoned by our producer.
Yeah. Well, it came to the point where Anthony just walked out the door. So what do you think of Anthony? I think he's kind of a dick. It's funny how he walks out and we lose basically all
all organization, all construction.
Exactly.
All right. This concludes our first podcast.
For listening to this entire thing.
I want to thank Anthony for producing this.
Yes.
For giving us this idea.
Yes.
And I hope there are plenty more to come.
I thank you, Billy.
I thank
for
you,
being
Adam.
here. And that concludes the podcast.
Good night.